The crucial fourth Test match began in Sydney in sultry, overcast weather, with just a hint of thunderstorms around, possibly later in the afternoon on the first day. Ian Chappell, the Australian captain, won the toss, the fourth time he'd done that in the series, a real bonus for Australia on a pitch that looked as though it would be all in favour of batting. The 12th men, Chris Hoyle for England, Terry Jenner for Australia, and Greg Chappell playing, although under something of a fitness cloud with a recurrence of that virus ailment that almost laid him low before the first Test match in Brisbane. The pitch, well, it was very heavily grassed the afternoon before the Test. When the captains went out to toss, a lot of that grass had gone. It was still hard, but it looked as though there'd be quite a bit of life in the first session. The England opening bowlers, Bob Willis and Jeff Arnold, and here's Jeff Arnold now, bowling to Rick McCosker, McCosker playing in his first Test match for Australia. Short of Bob Willis.
Oh.
That's a really good delivery from Arnold. That's beautifully bowled. Lovely piece of bowling. It's a fine shot. A good look at McCosker.
0 for 49.
Willis. Oh, nice shot from McCosker. Koska 31, Australia none for 55. Another pull shot. He won't get to it.
Yes.
Redpath 17 not out, McCosker 37 not out. There are 8 sundries, no wicket for 62 from 17 overs.
Oh, shot. It will beat Edridge into the fence. Australia 0 for 71. Redpath 18, McCosker 45. And the slow handcuffs have started for Ian Redpath from the hill, where they're singing already, "We Want Walters." 0 for 71.
Beautifully timed stroke, and it's McCosker's 50, and a very good innings indeed from this young New South Wales player, 28 years of age, playing in his first Test match, and a half century, and a good one too. He was put down by John Edridge or Bob Willis, and Alan Knott just got his fingertips to another possible chance of Tony Greig, and what a great moment for Rick McCosker.
He's out.
Bowled him.
Hit wicket, I feel.
Just brushed it with his pad.
And that was
And Freddie Titmus has taken the first wicket. Bad luck for Redpath, but just what England needed as a tonic. 1 for 96. Great shot. He's got that away beautifully over square leg.
Titmus to the Australian skipper, who stands away and hammers past point. The ground a little slow from overnight rain will pull it up. Underwood. Oh, he's hit that with a heavy bat. It'll make the fence. Moves to 70. Chappell driving.
Capacity crowd. It's a wonderful day now. The sun is out and we see some blue sky and a light northerly wind blowing. Perfect for run making. Well, yes, he's gone. Tony Greig looks to the heavens. Well bowled, Tony Greig. Twice in the previous over he had worried McCosker outside the off stump, and that was not a great cricket shot, but still, what can you ask for out of making 79 in his first Test match in his home ground in front of a capacity crowd, and gets a tremendous ovation from the Sydney public, and I'm sure all the viewers at home have seen a cricketer of the future. Rick McCosker caught not, bowled Greig for 79, 2 for 142, and that was the wicket of England badly. And listen to that crowd. a fantastic ovation.
Oh, beautifully timed shot. None for 21 and Australia 2 for 150.
4 more.
Yes.
Great stroke. The pressure really being piled on England now. And that is out.
Yes, he's gone.
A good delivery. Ian Chappell, foot not, bowled Arnold for 53.
Nobody down there. Edwards is chasing. It'll be close, and the ball will win the race.
Jeff Arnold to Greg Chappell. And it's just over the top. Wanted a Willis or a Greg, and he might have pulled that down. The end result, a 4. This is the first time John Edwards captained England in a test match, certainly. John Snow, that'd be correct, would it? Mm. Oh dear. Edwards decided he's going to get into the act. David Lloyd took instant evasive action. That completed the over from Titmus. 236 for 3. Greg Chappell has the strike. He's 48. He is more than 48 now. He's 49. He's coming back to Fred Titmus' arm, certainly. There's the half century. A sedate 50.
A fine effort for a man who this morning was very doubtful to play for Australia because of a virus and a rash he has on his chest and neck.
Titmus to Ross Edwards. Oh, he's cutting very, very fine. So fine it just went past the arm of Alan Knott. And it's 4 runs. Tony Greig to Ross Edwards. Ooh, he's played it on.
Yes.
He's played it on.
Tony Greig again, and that was Ross Edwards being over careful there. He tried to push that ball through the gully area. It cut back on him slightly, and that was a valuable wicket for England, which will expose Doug Walters to the new ball in the morning.
For England, everything this morning depended on the second new ball, with the prime need to break the Greg Chappell-Walters partnership and then to make certain the Australian tail-enders were quickly removed. In fact, the bowlers had a quick success. And here we see Jeff Arnold bowling the second over of the day from the Paddington end. The batsman is Doug Walters.
Arnold. Oh, striking on the... He's given him out. Walters out. W.W. Arnold for 1. In fact, do you think the slip field is a little thinly populated for... They're encouraging Greg, I suppose, to play the shot. Oh, sweet shot. Beautifully played. Sydney cricket ground turf, still a little slow. Overnight rain. It's Willis again. Marshall's got hold of this. A ball that went straight on and straight on past mid-off. They should run 4. They will quite comfortably. Derek Underwood had a long chase. Takes Marsh to 6 and arouse the crowd to a little enthusiasm. Australia 5 for 2, 6.
Superb shot. Greg took some of the pace off it, but that ball's still going to rocket into the fence below us here. And one almost equally as good, although Dennis Amos is going to get closer to it without ever having a real chance of cutting off the boundary. Safe and 4. Inside edge.
5 for 305. Oh, dear me. Right over and around it.
It's always a nice stump to see for anybody, that, Doug.
It's caught. Splendidly caught by Tony Greig. Jeff Arnold applauding the catch. Completion of this over. The team of Richie Benno. Nice shot from Walker. Short backswing. He's hammering it away for... won't reach the fence. 3 runs. Takes Walker to 10.
It was hit Lily on the elbow, I should think.
A crowd of booing, as we see on video disc, but Dennis Lilly moved into that. You see he's pulled away, and to make a cruel comment, he's made one mistake. He's hit the wrong elbow. That was one that has caused Dennis Lilly to throw a fierce glance down the pitch. As we see it on replay again, it was short. And we see John Edridge, who obviously has got the bat, saying now, as that replay as we see there, keep them up, and Tony Greig's pointing to the footmarks where he says that he slipped.
Bowling, and good bowling from Jeff Arnold.
Look out, it's on again. It's on again.
It's now 8 for 332. Lilly was out for 8, Walker for 14, and the new batsman coming out is Mallet. That vacant gap between second slip and point. No man in catching position there. And that is exactly the spot. I don't know how they can do this. It would drive me crazy if I were out there bowling and that ball kept on flying through the slip cordon.
No, Richie, astounding captaincy by John Edridge. It's easy to be critical from outside the fence, but Walker in particular was vulnerable on the off stump. And he persists in having only 2 slips. On occasion the ball went knee high straight through the gully position. I'm not quite sure how they expect to get Walker out of it, and they have many in catching position. That's the strange position of Cleveland at the moment.
There'll be 3 runs there at least. It might just make the boundary before Derek Underwood can get to it. And it does. It's a better looking stroke, and Amos will be hard put to cut that off. Just a yard inside the fence, and it's a long throw for a man with a bad arm. Alan Knott has got it. And it's hit the stumps.
Oh dear, that was very close.
It's gone for possible overthrows. The Englishman looked very disconsolate at that. It was good cricket from Knotty, who gathered in Amos's throw on the bounce, threw down the stumps at the bowler's end. Well, I've seen some shots in the time, but that would go down as one of the strangest. Not too sure what he tried to do there.
Oh, Ashley, what are you doing? What are you doing? That ball was that pace, it was cream puff pace. And Ashley Mallett's played it by throwing the bat at the ball. Yeah, that's an incredible shot.
They've stuck it out. Max particularly has done very well. Now has 30 on the board. Ashley Mallett has moved on to 19. The score 8 for 368.
No, he's gone.
Spoke too soon.
Yes, they don't come much easier than that, do they? Gregg now, bowling to Mallet. Conditions would be a lot better today out in the field than they were yesterday, John.
A lot better to bowl in, yes. Yesterday's... Well, there was a bit of a surprise with that sunshine. Everybody thought it was going to be cloudy all the time.
Oh. That'll be 4, but it couldn't have been that far from Bob Willis's hands.
Still, we see that there's another... Still no third slip in there, you know, here. That's...
Oh, well, there again, John. It's 4 runs. He's gone. Now it's out. LBW to Gregg for 31, and Australia is all out for 405 as we watch the Leodis replay. Yes. Not much doubt about that.
Well, Ian Chappell must have been highly delighted at that 405 first innings performance, but I really felt that England contributed a lot to their own problems. John Edridge found it just so difficult to set men in those close catching positions to take advantage of the edge strokes. The Australians got away with it, and for the 3rd time in this series, the tail enders frustrated England. Well, then 42,000 people at the ground, seated and on the hill, settled back to watch what was certain to be a very fast and very furious performance from Jeff Thomson and Dennis Lillee.
Thomson, oh,
4 byes.
roaring, rearing bouncer. 4 byes. Thomson, oh, beautiful ball. Superb delivery. Thomson from this relaxed run, beautiful action. Oh, spray.
4 more.
4 more. Lillee. Oh, good ball. Beautiful flyer. Perfectly positioned. England none for 14. Lloyd the striker on 1, Amos 3. 10 sundries. Lillee. Oh,
What a
dear.
magnificent delivery, Doug.
Superb. Superb. How
Beautiful.
did that miss the stumps?
Yes.
It's a great delivery from Lillee. And a fine stroke. It'll be at least 3. McCosker, the man chasing it. Amos might look for 4. And will get it. That's 4 runs. Mallet won't catch that. A good stroke by David Lloyd. It went in the air through the point region, but there was no fieldsman there, just the one man patrolling the offside. And that's a very good start for England. 35 without loss, with Lloyd 14 and Amos 11. Oh, what a marvellous catch. What a great catch by Ashley Mallett. He's taken some good ones in this series, but nothing better or more valuable than that. Dennis Amos brilliantly caught off this first bowling change. Max Walker coming on, and Amos caught by Mallett. As you see on the video here, diving away to his left. A splendid catch. One of the best we've seen in the series. Amos out for 12, and England 36 for 1.
Oh, he's caught. What a great breakthrough for Australia. Lloyd is out. Caught Thomson. Here's the replay.
There's a good bit of bowling on Dennis's part and also a good bit of field placing, because we saw him ask Ian Chappell to move Jeff Thompson up into that position just before tea.
Great breakthrough for Australia. Lloyd out, caught Thompson, bowled Lilly from 19. England lose their second wicket at 46. And the New England captain, John Edrich, making his way to the crease.
There you see part of this bevy of slip fielders on both sides of the wicket. 2 leg slips, 4 slips in the gully.
Well, they'll pick the gap. And it will beat Thompson into the fence, and that's 4 more to Cowdrey. Well, that's 4 runs. That's 4 runs, Colin Cowdrey. Well struck. Thompson again from the Randwick end. Bowling to Cowdrey. Not a good shot from Cowdrey. He got 4 runs from it, though. He's gone. Cowdrey's out. Rick McCosker accepting the catch. Here it is again.
Oh, he's hit him in the head.
Straight in the head. It's bounced across on the offside. McCosker, it got him in the forward, I think. A firm stroke from John Edrich.
He was a bit fortunate not to be caught. That ball flew to Mallet in the gully and only bounced some 2 metres in front of Mallet. But McCosker's the worry at the moment, of course, as we see him on the screen.
It had to happen at some stage that one of these close-in fields went either close in on the onside at short forward square or on the offside would be hit. Here's the replay of it now. Edrich got it in the meat of the bat. Walker coming around the wicket. It was quite a well-hit stroke. Picked it up off his pads and it bounces away there, back past Edrich as McCosker goes down onto the ground.
Well, sitting plumb square on, it was a forceful shot by John Edrich, and as you say, Rich, it had to happen.
England at 106 for 3 at the start of play on the 3rd day of the 3rd Test match still needed 100 runs to avoid the follow-on, and much depended on the partnership between Keith Fletcher and John Edrich, the overnight not-out batsman. Ian Chappell had his own problems. He had Ashley Mallet out of action with this bruised hand sustained in the bumper incident the day before, and although his fast bowlers were refreshed, this was likely to cause him problems as the day went on. Jeff Thompson bowled the first over of this 3rd day to John Edrich.
And chance and caught, dropped. Had it almost long enough to be a chance. That's Ian Chappell. And a chance and caught. Caught by Redpath. Fletcher caught Redpath. Bowled Walker 24. Edrich not out 13. England 4 for 108. And through the field, it's going wide of gully down towards the boundary. A chase for Walters, and that's slowing up, but I think it'll go into the fence for 4. And Edrich gets a run. In fact, he could get 4 runs. It's going out towards the boundary. It will be 4. Yes, into the fence it goes. And there it is. It's going out wide of Redpath. Redpath not quite getting... Yes, he does. Well stopped. Coming back for 2. And caught by Greg Chappell. Once again, Greg Chappell has taken a catch for Australia. Greg caught Greg Chappell. Bowled Thompson for 9. Thompson has 2 for 29. The score 5 for 123.
So a big blow to England with the dismissal of one of their best, probably their best batsman in the form of Tony Greig.
And through the field, that's going down past Greg Chappell. A chase for Ian Chappell down to the boundary. I think the ball will beat them all. Thompson's flying round from fine leg.
Walker bowling to Knott. Oh, and in the air through the gully safely. Walters is chasing it as It goes into the boundary for 4. And England 5 for 152. The 152 runs came up in 248 minutes. As Walker is ready again to bowl to Edridge. There's a lovely stroke through the covers. That'll be 4. Edridge on 45. Walters bowling. Good stroke. There's no one down at third man. That will be 4 runs. And Edridge moving on to 49. And Ian Chappell bowling to him. And there's the 50. 1 run down to square leg. England 5 for 176. It's been a very fine innings by Edridge. Upish behind square leg over the top of Mallet into the fence for 4. Walters now to Edridge. And he's out. Caught leg glancing, Walters.
A courageous innings from John Edridge. A man who's shown his own side how to apply himself.
And runs here. Good looking shot by Knott. That could be 4. It's going out to the outfield. I think it'll just reach the fence, and yes, into the fence it goes. Good effort by Knott. Along the ground all the way. And that time it's over the top and it races into the fence for 4 more. And a good shot from Titmus down through the mid-off area. A long chase for Jenner. He'll get to this. They'll take 3, a comfortable 3. Titmus goes on to 4. Knott is 40. That's the 200 up for England. 6 for 200. And that's the follow-on saved. It's going down towards the boundary. 4 runs over the top of the slips again, and Titmus on to 10, and England does not have to follow on. So that's a milestone pass by England's batsman. Titmus 10, Knott 43, 6 for 209. And a French cat, a very lucky one for Knott. They've got 1, and that's his 50. Knott his 3rd 50 of the series, a very fine batting effort. Knott is 50, Titmus 18, 6 for 224. And a fine-looking shot. That's a good shot from Knott. I think that could be 4. It's going out towards the boundary. Lilly's chasing after. He won't get to it. And 4 more to Knott. And he's hit that over the head of the bowler. That's a great-looking shot on the first bounce. And that's the 50 partnership. Coming up in pretty fast time. They've only been playing now for 37 minutes since lunch, and about a few minutes before that, 40 minutes. 40 minutes for 50 runs in the most valuable batting of the whole English innings. He's out. Yes, Walters has taken the wicket again. Titmus caught Marsh, bowled Walters for 22. Knott is not out, 62. 7 for 240. Walters 2 for 26. First ball with a new ball. And Knott straight through the covers, 4 runs. Well, that's taken some of the shine off straight away. It's going out to the boundary. Jenner won't get to it, and into the fence it goes. And back past the bowler, great shot. He really hit into that one. Straight back past the bowler, and that's one way to humiliate a fast bowler. Hit him straight back to the fence. Good shot from Underwood. That's going right down to the boundary. That should be 4. And once again, the Australian paceman has been driven back past himself. They really scored well off the new ball. 7 for 260. Knott is 78. And more, yes, down to the third man into the fence for 4. Well, that time he's connected. Out towards the boundary it comes. I think that should be 4. Yes, I think Walker can give that one up. He wasn't behind the line, but the bat was. Well, England have got 3 hours to go, and they're batting really well. This late recovery is as good, if not better, than Australia's. In fact, it's very close to it. And over the top of slips, Down to the fence it goes. It mightn't be 4. Will it be? Yes, it is 4. So in 1 hour's play since lunch, England have scored 92 runs. And Thompson to bowl to not.
Clean bowl. Well, it's the end of a great innings. Bowled very well, Lilly. Perhaps has deserved better figures. There's a nasty delivery. One of the deliveries that perhaps batsmen of Underwood's calibre shouldn't be receiving from the fast bowling, and in fact umpire Brooks had a word to Lilly. Lilly's approach surely now has got to be straight at the stumps, because Willis should not be able to handle his speed. I don't think that was intended. I think the full toss was not intended at all. It very nearly bowled Willis, in fact. Willis wandered up the crease, dropped his bat, and you probably noticed also that Marsh threw the ball at the stumps and hit them with Willis out of his ground, but I don't think an appeal was made. So Lilly again, Thompson, I should say. Comprehensively bowled, leg stump out of the ground. Willis bowled Thompson 2. Thompson to bowl to him. Short one. Wasn't all that short again. I think we'll possibly give Thompson the benefit of the doubt on that occasion. And that's the end of the innings. Underwood out. Caught by Walker at mid-off. The bowling of Lilly for 27. Arnold not out 3, England all out for 295.
For the Australians, Rick McCosker was unable to open the innings. He's still suffering the after effects of that nasty blow sustained from that John Edridge hit to leg yesterday. And Ian Chappell, the captain, decided to come out with Ian Redpath. We join play now in the 5th over of the Australian second innings. Bob Willis is the bowler, and he's bowling to Ian Chappell.
And his chance, he could be out. Let's see what happens here. There's an appeal that's on the ground. There's Lloyd. They're going to ask, the 2 umpires are going to confer here. Now, there's a question of whether this was a chance or out or not. He's out. Yes, Ian Chappell's out. Caught by Lloyd. Ian Chappell caught Lloyd. Bowled Willis for 5. Australia 1 for 15. Here's the action replay.
This certainly is a sensation. Let's see if we can pick up this catch. Willis bowling to Chappell.
Greg Chappell gets that away on the onside. I'd say 4 runs all the way. There's a man coming round the boundary out. The ball stopping, but still getting to the fence. And a beautiful stroke from Chappell. He really unwound that time, and that's out to the fence for 4.
And a very good shot by Chappell. Will he come back for his second? That's his 50. Australia 1 for 83. Chappell's 50 came up in the good time of 80 minutes. And there were 5 fours in that innings. He played some lovely strokes.
123 for 1 Australia at the start of the 4th day, 233 ahead, and Greg Chappell and Ian Redpath well in command when play had concluded on Monday. Weather conditions were good, but there was a hint of thunderstorms later in the day, and Australia certainly would want to set England a target of round about the 400 mark. England, for their part, would simply try and delay that declaration as long as possible with as many defensive ploys as they could manage. The pitch, well, that was perfect, and Bob Willis is the man who bowls the third over of the day, and he's bowling to Ian Redpath.
There's a good stroke. Titmus, that third man. Redpath gets 2 and also his half century. He's 51. The Australian total now 1 for 127. Off the edge, 4 runs. Willis still bowling at the northern end, bowling to Greg Chappell. Lovely stroke. That won't be stopped.
Australia 1 for 158. And that's straight down the ground. That should be 4. So Greg Chappell to 89 and the total to 162. And beautiful shot from Greg Chappell. This could be his 100. They might get 3 here. It's a chase down for Titmus. They've taken 2 and they come back for 3. There's the 100 to Greg Chappell. And he's not caught. It's going down past the slip fieldsman. That was a very streaky shot from Redpath, but he gets 4 for it. And walking away from his stumps to crack that hard through point. It's going out towards the boundary. Amos may just get to it. It's going to be close, but the ball wins. 4 to Greg Chappell. Greg Chappell to 107. Redpath 75. Australia 1 for 190, a lead now of exactly 300, and Greg Chappell becomes the first player in Australia to score 1,000 runs this season. When his score reached 106, he passed the 1,000, and he's done that in 16 innings. And hit that out towards the boundary. It's hard and high, and that's going out to the member stand area for 4. Willis, the only wicket taker of the innings, and he'll be bowling to Greg Chappell. And Chappell beautifully through the covers. Not even moving. 4 runs all the way. And he's hit that on the onside, wide of the fieldsman. It won't be 4. They've taken their second. Let's see if they'll go for 3. I think they'll be comfortable, happy with 2. He scored, of course, 247 not out over in New Zealand. 131 is his best score against England. And he's hit that hard and high. It's coming out towards the boundary. It won't be 6, but it's going over the fence or hitting the fence on the second bounce. Greg Chappell 129, Redpath 76, 1 for 213. Here's Greg to bowl to Greg Chappell. And flicked beautifully out towards square leg. It's going out towards the boundary. That could be 4 again. It's going to be very close. And that's into the fence, or the children cutting it off. But what a great shot from Greg Chappell. You look at the field and say, where could he hit a 4? And in the one place on the field where a 4 was possible, he scored 4 runs. Greg Chappell 136. Redpath 76, 1 for 220. And down it goes towards fine leg, and it's going to be, is he caught? He's caught, dropped! Well, Greg can't believe it. And Greg Chappell just patted Greg on the back and said, bad luck. Certainly there's more than 30,000 here today. And Redpath's drive through the covers, good shot. That's going to be 4.
It's in the air and it could be out. And he is out. Caught by Lloyd at mid-wicket. Greg Chappell caught Lloyd. The bowling of Arnold for 144. The second wicket has fallen at 235. A partnership of 220 runs. A very fine innings by Greg Chappell. Behind square leg, Amos fielding. 2 more to Walters. Bowled him. Playing right over the top, trying to hit the ball through mid-wicket. Walters is out, bowled by Underwood for 5. And it's 3 now for 242. Good stroke. It's a long chase for Fletcher. In the meanwhile, as normal with a stroke like that, 3 runs have been scored. Australia have 7 wickets in hand and their lead is 363. Now there's a good stroke. It's a long chase for Willis. He won't pick it up into the boundary, and a very good stroke by Edwards. He moves on to 7. He should be scoring runs now. That's better. No one at mid-wicket. It will just get into the fence before Lloyd arrives on the scene. Redpath goes on to 95, much to the crowd's delight. They appreciated that stroke. And the score 3 for 261. There it is, over the top of square leg. It will beat Amos to the fence. Redpath 100, up 103 to him, and Australia 3 now for 270.
Redpath hit that over the top and it's going in the air. He could be caught at mid-off. He's out. Caught by Old. Redpath caught Old, bowled Underwood 105. Edwards not out 16. Australia 4 for 280.
Well, in fact, it was the declaration, and Ian Chappell set England 400 to win. Then those thunderstorms predicted earlier arrived and lost 95 minutes of play, priceless minutes as far as England are concerned in the saving of this match. The openers then had to go out and survive 55 minutes of Australian pace bowling, with Ian Chappell striving desperately for the breakthrough. Dennis Lilly bowled the first over of the innings, and the batsman is Dennis Amos.
Well, there's the start. That is the first authentic bouncer we've seen all day. That would be the best ball that Lilly has bowled because it forced the batsman to make a stroke. And that must have been a chance. McCosker hit straight to him. We better watch this again because that's the end of the over.
Definitely a chance, and McCosker hurt again. He's having bad luck in that particular position. We might have a look at that on action replay if we can. But most definitely a chance. Here it is, it's a full toss, hits it straight to McCosker, and he's hit in the groin quite badly there. And McCosker not having a good time at all on the field.
Well, that was one that set up for him. He's cracked that very well through the point area. No fieldsman at third man, so 4 more. Lilly to Amos. And that hit him. He turned his back. It appeared to hit him somewhere around the shoulder.
England had 33 on the board without loss at the start of the final day. They needed 400 to win, but that was a forlorn hope. And more to the point was whether or not they could survive 5 hours and 15 overs of Australian bowling, weather permitting, that is. The pitch was still good, and provided they showed enough courage and application during the day, I could see no reason why they shouldn't draw the game and go to Adelaide only 2 down.
Amos, as is his habit, just letting the ball hit him on the back there, just bending down. He wears probably a pad. And that's a good-looking shot. That should be the first 4 of the morning. That well-timed. Smack into the fence it goes. Back past the bowler, runs here for sure. It's going right down towards the boundary. Edwards is extremely fast, and he'll cut this off, I should think, but they've taken 2. And will it be 4? It's going right down, and it's 4. That was well-timed. Liddy to Amos. And the peel for caught behind, he's out. Now that one really surprised him. He pulled away at the last minute and must have just clipped the edge of the bat or his hand. And Amos, we can only call that a very vicious ball indeed. Caught Marsh, bowled Lilly for 37, England 2 for 70. Lilly, his first ball to Edridge. And that was a nasty one. Edridge didn't move there. It wasn't, I should think, it couldn't be termed a bouncer.
Oh no, it wasn't a bouncer. Edridge just ducked straight into it. It was, as a matter of fact, I was quite surprised when Lilly didn't appeal for LBW. It is a possibility that his ribs could be broken, actually, and I think you'd have to get a precautionary X-ray. But he looks hurt quite badly, in fact. So it is a possibility that Edridge might not bat in this innings.
Yes. So Fletcher's coming in next. Already Fletcher's coming through the gates to take over the part, and so the unfortunate captain of England, John Edridge, only facing 1 ball before he retires. Heard, of course, Edridge, if able, can bat later on in the day. On this last day pitch, and Ian Chappell applauding that one from Lilly, just showing what life there is. Another great ball from Lilly. It was a magnificent ball.
There are as many men as possible in catching positions. 2 slips and a gully, and the short leg, short forward square leg, and a leg slip.
Out. Cowdrey out from a bad shot. Caught by Ian Chappell at first slip from the bowling of Walker. Cowdrey playing a pretty tentative stroke outside the off stump.
It's quite a strong wind, probably about 10 knots, aiding Thompson. And there's a very good stroke by Fletcher. That's 4 runs. There's a good stroke. That will be 4 runs. It's a long chase for Ross Edwards. He's got no hope of picking that one up. More runs. This will be another 4. This time Ross Edwards isn't bothering to chase it with any speed at all, just jogging away to the fence there. Over the top of slips for 4. We saw Amos and Lloyd batting very well early, but it's tight now as the English batsmen try to consolidate. Well, he's not out caught, but he's been hit on the hand from that nasty rising delivery.
Out. Caught by Redpath in the gully. Fletcher out for 11.
Well, Lilly back at his mark now, ready to go again, and he'll be bowling to Knott. And runs here. It's going down towards the boundary. Ian Chappell's after it. Now that gives you some idea of Lilly's speed. That's going into the fence for 4. It was chopped down into the ground which should take the pace off the ball, went high over the head of the slip fieldsman, and yet still made 4. Well, he's cracked that one. Great shot from Greg. And there's that slash of Greg's. That's 4. It's going flying out to the boundary. And he could be, that may have been off the bat. We'll find out here what will happen. The umpire must signal. They've taken 1 coming back for 2. Now watch here. If it's byes, of course, there was no contact, but it was off the bat. Onside field, we have 3 men you can see there, the orthodox onside positions, and also a deep square leg on the boundary, as well as a short leg. And is that a chance? He could be out. He's out. Caught by Redpath. He's hit that over the head of the mid-off. That's a great shot from Greg again. And that's 6 fours to Greg.
Well, that'll be 4 over the top of cover. We're seeing some most unusual strokes from this man, but my goodness, he can bat. That's his 50. Greg, 51. There's Mallet bowls to Titmus. This could be out. Straight up in the air. Thompson under it. Titmus is out. Caught Thompson. Bowled Mallet for 4 runs.
Was not a particularly well judged shot. Titmus, I think, fully expecting the ball to turn, and the incoming batsman is Edrich. Edrich coming back after injury.
It's been a tight, keen day's cricket with Australia trying to get through the remaining English batsmen. Greg, who's made 54 runs in slashing fashion, slashing being used in a perhaps the literal expression in that he's been playing some magnificent strokes at a time when he could be out here though. He is out. Out stumped by Marsh, going down the wicket to Mallet, and as you saw, getting 2 or 3 yards down the pitch, missing, and a very fine piece of stumping by Marsh. Another good stroke. There's no one behind point. Chase for Mallet this time. He won't beat it to the fence. Well played by Edrich. That could be out. Caught and bowled.
And Edrich has pulled that on the onside. It's going out towards the boundary. And it might be 4. It looks like it is. That's Jenner, the 12th man who had to chase that. And that's it, is it? No. Greg Chappell playing up to the crowd.
England bowled. That's the vital breakthrough. Willis bowled by Lilly for 12. Oh, in the air, pass slip. A possible chance. It would have been a great catch, but it's 4 runs. Arnold 14 and 9 for 228. And that is the end of the Test match. Arnold caught McCosker, caught by Greg Chappell from the bowling of Mallet for 14, and England are all out for 228. Mallet finishing with the fine figures of 4 for 21. That is not only the end of the Test match, but Australia have regained the Ashes, having a lead now of 3 matches to 1 in this rubber, with 2 games only remaining.
Ian Chappell, the Australian captain, deserves tremendous credit for this win. He came into the Australian side as captain in 1970-71 at the tail end of that series. Since that day, losing the Test match to Ray Illingworth, he's worked for today to win back the Ashes. He did it here at the SCG, and he is the cricket success story for Australia of the 1970s.